Hey everyone, Jarek here, and this thing is nuts. You may think you've seen it before, and you kind of have, but not really. This is the only one out in the wild, 1 out of 1 as of right now. Now you've seen the Spitfire Ranger that fires megas incredibly hard. This is the next iteration of that. This is the RSV7. What's different? Well, this one can be converted from megas to half-length. And it uses regular Talon mags, which means if you want to be incredibly silly, you can use 29 round Tachi mags. And it works, I can confirm. And that just, it just makes me chuckle. But other than the fact that you can convert this thing from half-length to mega, what's so special about this? Well, about everything. For starters, the 3D print quality is incredibly professional. I don't see any blemishes or any mistakes. This is really good. The second thing is that this shoots ridiculously hard, no matter if you're shooting it with half-length darts or megas. If you look in the back here, you might have already noticed, there is 2 springs in here. And if you want to, you can add spacers in the back to make it even more tense. Yeah, it shoots hard. It's also really easy to change up springs. The main spring, the big spring, stays inside of this stock. But if you want to replace the smaller spring or add spacers to it, extend the stock, swivel it out of the way, unscrew this back piece here. It's meant to be unscrewed with an American quarter. I only have a penny on me, but that seems to work fine, at least for this. And there you go. This piece will come out, whatever spacers you have in there, then you can just pull out this spring. And now you just have this. This is a lot easier to prime than with both springs, obviously. With both springs, this thing has quite a bit of a prime. Something I learned is that if you want to run this with the spacers in back, when you go to prime it, you really have to give the bolt a solid yank. Otherwise, the spring won't get caught back here. You have to do that. And if you want to deprime it, just pull the trigger and let it gently go forward. It is possible to prime it on your shoulder, but it's pretty tough. And like I said, if you don't give it a solid yank, it won't actually lock back. So you really got to work the bolt. Okay, so how does it perform? Well, I unfortunately don't have a ton of space. I mean, I have a backyard, but I live in a city, so I don't have 200 feet to really be testing this. But in the limited space I have, this thing is insanely accurate, as you would expect from something that shoots this hard. And an extra cool little bonus is that if you take off the muzzle brake, which is just friction fit, this almost perfectly fits a Mega XL. Now, it's a little bit of a tight fit, so be careful, otherwise you'll rip apart your Megas. You may want to roll the insides a little bit. But it does indeed work, it does indeed make a seal, and it does indeed fire. It's probably bounced right back at me, but sure. And yeah, this blaster is really loud. That's something I have neglected to mention until now. Shooting it all day has made me partially deaf in my right ear, I swear. It is, it's loud. It's very, very loud. And you would expect that from having 2 springs right next to your ears, so be warned. I keep saying how hard this thing shoots, but I haven't actually shown how hard it shoots. I chronoed it with just the internal spring, with both springs, and with spacers. I chronoed half-length darts, I chronoed megas, I even chronoed the Mega XLs just for giggles. With just the big main spring, so not both of them, the internal spring was removed, half-length darts were shooting 220 feet per second with just 1 spring. That's with worker Gen 3s. With that same internal spring, Megas were firing 155 feet per second, and with that single spring, Mega XLs were shooting 55 feet per second, which is the same as the Boom Dozer. With both springs, worker Gen 3s were shooting 250 feet per second consistently. Megas were shooting 170 feet per second, and Mega XLs were shooting 85 feet per second. With both springs and the included spacers, half-length worker Gen 3s were getting 260 FPS. And just for giggles, I went to see how hard bamboo darts would shoot. They were shooting 290 feet per second. That's CQB airsoft velocities at this point. That is nuts. As for the Mega darts, my chrono decided to start being stupid and just
stopped reading things. If I had to judge based off what half-length darts did, you'd probably only get a 5, at most 10 FPS difference. And with Mega XLs, I was getting 90 FPS. I even tried this with Mega half-length darts, but they were really inconsistent when it came to feet per second. Regardless as to whether the Chrono wanted to read it or not, it just didn't make it consistent, so it didn't really improve performance. In my opinion, the spacers are kind of unnecessary. You don't really get that much of a boost, and it makes priming it a lot harder, so I just would recommend running without them.
This thing is approaching CQB airsoft velocity. That's terrifying. There is so much more mass in a Nerf dart. So I figured we'll do a pain test. And by I mean my friend who wants to do this. I don't know why he wants to. He claims it's for science. Whatever. This guy's doing a pain test. Pain scale 0 to 10, with 7 being airsoft pain. Nexus Pro for comparison. Now the Spitfire. A bonus, Mega XL.
Ooh, yeah, that's like a 6. Still,
really?
Compared to the other launcher, that's actually quite scary. That's like a 6.
First half-length dart.
That's an 8. That's
An
an 8.
eight?
That's an 8.
Worse than airsoft?
It's like he hit by a really big airsoft BB.
Did I hit your hand?
No, he hit me like right in the shoulder blade. Ooh, that really hurt.
Now it's time for these massive Megas. It shoots these at 170, 180 feet per second. That's a lot to shoot that fast.
Remember, safety first. Oh, yeah, that's... Damn. Yeah, that's about an 8.
8?
Ooh, yeah, that hurts more than the little one. Ooh.
So worse than airsoft. You say worse than airsoft, but not as bad as paintball?
Worse than airsoft if you're getting shot with a cheaper one, but still hits hard.
Yeah, 7 was airsoft.
Yeah, 7, we changed it so 7 is airsoft. This is about an 8, so it's like being hit with a low-powered sniper rifle.
So 7 would be like 330 FPS airsoft?
Kinda, yeah. But remember, bear in mind, this is a larger projectile, so it hits harder. God damn.
This thing's no joke.
Ow.
Alright, there's the half-length dart. A little bit of a welt. Here's the Megas.
I don't even know what it looks like, but I can feel it.
Yeah, you got some welts. Swapping this from half-length to Mega isn't as easy as just swapping out the magwell, so I guess let me show you how to swap this over.
First, take the smaller spring out of the back. You don't technically need to do this, but it will make it easier. Next, push out this top pin and unscrew this Allen wrench key here. This will separate your upper and lower, and there's a little bit of spring tension, so be careful. Next, remove the 3 screws on the plunger. Pull out these 2 black pieces, and then you can remove this block. On this block, there is a white piece that you need to unscrew by using a quarter. Unscrew this piece and put it to the side. You only need this for half-length darts. Then unscrew this screw in the magwell, which will allow you to push the mag adapter backwards towards the back of the gun and then rotate it out. This will also allow you to remove the inner barrel. This is obviously the barrel that the half-length dart uses, and the outer barrel is the barrel that the Mega uses. The flash hider is just friction fitted on, you can just pull it off. And there is enough space in this flash hider for a scar barrel. I almost forgot to mention that, but scar barrels will fit on the inner barrel for half-length darts. There's even grooves in the flash hider to use the scar barrels that use bearings. Now you can put the block and these pieces back in place to align it. At this point you can take your Mega pusher, and if your O-rings are dry you may need to lube them. It will come with lubricant, you don't need much, just 1 drop and then smear it around with your finger. And something else to note, my Mega pusher didn't have a rubber piece on the back, so you may only have 1 rubber piece for pusher. Take it off the pusher that you were not using and put it on the other one. It's really important. That's that white piece on the back there. You don't need to do anything special, it just slips right in place. Then you can put the pusher back in place. I recommend screwing the middle screw in first. You're gonna put weird sideways torque if you go on the sides first. And don't screw it in as tight as you can. This is being screwed into 3D printed parts, so just as tight as you need it to be. And that's pretty much it. At this point you can put the upper and lower back together, screw in that screw, and push the pin back up top, and you're ready to go. Something important to note is watch the O-ring on the plunger when you're putting it back into the tube. The O-ring can slip out and get scrunched against the wall. Also, you never need to lube the O-ring on the plunger, it will pick up the lube it needs. But yeah, there you go. And if you want to transform this from Mega to half-length dart, it's basically the same.
So yeah, this thing is kind of terrifying, but also really cool. And I'm super happy I got it. Quick shout out to Tinkershot, the person that made this. I didn't actually order this one. What I ordered was the Mega version, and then he goes, I'm gonna send you the next iteration of it. You have 1 out of 1. Eventually they'll be on the market, but as of right now, this is the only one out there. Enjoy. So absolutely huge thank you to Tinkershot for sending this my way. It gave me an upgrade to the thing I purchased basically, so. And it looks super cool too. Like, I love how it looks. I think I mentioned that. I love everything about it. This thing is very good. And that should sum everything up. I have some more shooting footage that I recorded for YouTube Shorts, so it's gonna be in a weird aspect ratio, but I might as well play it because I'm sure you just want to see this thing shooting. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time. Priming it on your shoulder is possible, but pretty difficult. So I'll probably just prime it on my hip. I'm partially deaf. Now time for these big mega darts. Bonus Mega XL.